In this lesson, we're going to learn Excel automation. Chances are you're already super familiar with Excel. We use it all the time to store and process data. Talking about data, in the first lesson, we covered three data types: string, number, and list. Let's go over these concepts one by one next. The string type is used to store all kinds of text info. There are two input modes. One is text mode, where you can type directly, like Automa. The other is expression mode, which has to follow Python syntax. So you put quotes around the text, like Automa. In text mode, if you want to join strings, just pick two variables. In expression mode, you need to add a plus between the two variables. The number type is used to store integers and decimals, and it supports calculations. It can only be created and used in expression mode, otherwise it will be treated as string. The list type is used to store an ordered collection of data. It can only be created and used in expression mode. List is like train, where each carriage holds one piece of data, and these carriages are ordered. For example, test list. Counting from left to right, the first carriage is at position 0, the second at 1, and so on. We call this position the index. So, test list at index 2 gives 1199. In fact, we can also count from right to left. The last item is at position -1, the second to last at -2, and so on. So the last value in the list is 1199. Whether counting from the left or right, test list is a linear form of data. And a list like this can also be called a one-dimensional list. Next, we'll officially dive into learning Excel automation. This lesson will progress step by step following the order of get, read, write, loop. During the learning process, we'll also master the number format of Excel file, and on that basis, combine various extended operations to build the demo. In Automa, all commands related to Excel automation are centralized in the Excel set. Following the three components of command operations, before processing Excel data, we first need to obtain the corresponding context. That is, the Excel object to operate on. This is the prerequisite for the subsequent series of operations. Open Excel Workbook is for opening an existing Excel file or creating a new one. The default option is from File, manually select the file path. If your computer has Office installed, the driver defaults to Office. If not, the system will use OpenPixel to open it. If you uncheck Also Launch Excel App, the system will run automatically in the background. This command will create an Excel object automatically, then click Done. The canvas automatically adds a Close Excel Workbook. Open Excel Workbook and Close Excel Workbook are usually used together. Disable Close Excel Workbook. Click Run. Even though it runs fast, you can see the file opens correctly. Next, let's try creating a new one. Switch to As New Workbook. Manually select your desktop. The file is named Workbook by default, and you can modify it if you want. We'll keep the default name here, then click Done. When creating a new file, if you don't save it, you won't be able to find the file locally. So you need to enable Close Excel Workbook here. After clicking Run, the workbook file will be successfully created in your desktop folder. We showed you how to open and create a new Excel file, and you might have noticed during this process, every time we manually select the file path, is that the only way to do it? Of course not. The file path input box supports customization, and you can also use variables. For example, in the last lesson, we used handle download dialog to download a file, and we stored the file path in the download file name variable. If I want to automatically open this Excel file after the download finishes, I need to use Open Excel Workbook, and for the file path, I have to select the variable output earlier. Disable Close Excel Workbook, run it to see what happens. An error popped up saying file does not exist. Did the file fail to download? Open the desktop folder to check. The file does exist. The download obviously succeeded, so why does it say the file doesn't exist? That's because downloading a file takes a bit of time. In the demo from the last lesson, we didn't check the wait for download to complete option for handle download dialog. So once the program finished dealing with the download dialog, it immediately moved on to opening the file. But at that point, the file was still downloading and hadn't actually saved locally yet. That's why we got the file does not exist error. Check wait for download to complete and set the timeout to 20 seconds. Delete the file we just downloaded and run it again. This time, the downloaded file opens normally. Plus, using Get Open Excel Workbook can also grab the currently active Excel object. This is usually used for debugging while you're building things out. In the earlier demo, we kept disable the Close Excel Workbook because it would close Excel, which was not ideal for the demonstration. Double-click to open, and when closing you can choose Don't Save, Save, and Save As. Besides closing specified workbook, it also supports closing all workbooks and even kill related processes. If you want to save without closing the file, you can use another command, Save Excel Workbook. It supports Save and Save As. And you can also choose Close after saving. For these two commands, simply choose according to your needs.